Welcome to the Killjoy After Party.
Think the fun is over once you quit drinking?
Think again.
We have a booze-free beverage shop in Nashville, and we hear stories from our customers all the time about how much better life is after booze.
And we're excited to share these stories with you.
And since this is Nashville, you bet your ass
we're making it musical.
Yeah, it tastes like sunshine, like a real good time, lifting my mood and it brightens my day. Hey, hey. Gonna rise and go, no alcohol, get my sparkle low. Hey.
Hi, Michael. Welcome to the show today. So happy that you're here.
It's good to be here.
Well, just to get started, since people may not know who you are, I would love it if you just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Michael Dean, live in Nashville, Tennessee. I have 3 kids, 3 girls. They're 9, 7, and 5. They're all amazing. And I run a company called Cali Sober with my business partner, Flip Cadero. He lives in Dallas. I live in Nashville. Cali Sober is a THC-infused mocktail. And we have 3 flavors. They're all really good. We use all natural ingredients. We use all natural hemp as well, too. I just found out from our hemp supplier that you can trace that drink that you have in your hand all the way back to the seed of the hemp plant, which is pretty cool. So we have COAs that go like all the way back.
With a D or C like the ocean?
I don't know how you do that.
It evolved and grew legs and now it's here.
That's right, yeah. The whole circle of life. We can go all the way back to the clouds. And into the
Ooh, clouds that rained Cali Sober. That'd be cool. Is that how it goes? That's how it gets to Earth? Just rains out of the clouds, y'all catch it and stick it in a can?
It would definitely rain Paloma for me. Just that slightly chilled, but a little bit room temperature Paloma, probably what you're drinking right there.
Well, it makes me think of cotton candy.
Wow.
For it to be coming from the sky.
Yeah.
Cotton candy clouds?
Yeah. Cotton candy, Cali Sober clouds. Writing that down.
We should make a version of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and it's raining Cali Sober.
Yeah.
Cloudy with a Chance of Cali Sober.
Yeah.
Love it. Cloudy with a Chance of Cali Sober.
Yes.
Right. But yeah, so we launched in December in Nashville, Dallas in January, and we're doing, I'm in Charlotte right now, launching Charlotte this week, launching Atlanta next week, and we're launching Austin and Houston as well, too. So
amazing.
It's a fun, exciting time. Yeah, busy. We've got a bunch of retro pink vehicles that drive around and sling, good vibes for people. So it's a blast.
That's amazing. We just saw you bought a Bronco and then got it wrapped recently.
Suburban.
Yeah, 1991 Chevrolet Suburban. I just, before the podcast, I was like, I need to go fill that thing with gas because it was starting to run out. And I went and filled it up. It has a 36-gallon tank.
Wow.
Which is huge. It cost me like $120 to fill it up. But
yeah.
Worth it.
And it'll be gone by the end of the day.
People ask me, like, what's the gas mileage? And I tell them it gets both miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Both of those. Yeah.
But it looks so cool. Good. And I love y'all's branding. Just your whole aesthetic is right up my alley.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's been really fun for me to do it just personally, because it is like a 90s throwback. And, I was a kid in the late 80s and early 90s. And so I feel like I'm driving my mom's Suburban. It just has a radio, it doesn't even have a tape player. It has a radio. So I listen to the radio on one speaker, driving that thing around. Yeah, I feel like
Do you
a 90s.
feel like your personal style has evolved to match the brand, or have you always had this kind of colorful personal style?
Truthfully, I love color, just love it. And I think what's been really cool for me personally has been just embracing more of that, the colors that I do like to, wear, and just embracing that style. I can turn on a little bit of the Cali Sober vibes, when I need to with my style, but yeah, I've always really loved just big colors.
So we've known you for a little bit. How long have you been alcohol free?
I've been alcohol free since January 1 of this year. I tried to do it I think I've told you the story, John. I tried to do this in the fall. I stopped drinking in November. And then I went out on New Year's Eve and someone was just pushing a drink in my face. And so I was like, well, all right. So I went for it. I had a great night, but from that day forward, I decided, I'm going to go ahead and be alcohol free. I mean, I'm pitching Cali Sober, being Cali Sober. And
how was that played into kind of helping you drop alcohol or helping you kind of find different alternatives?
It's been interesting to do it myself. Thinking back, I remember early being like, oh, this is very different than drinking alcohol, like just drinking THC. So I kind of swapped alcohol for THC, and I wasn't drinking a lot of alcohol, but it was, 5 or 6 times a week, and it was a drink or two, just to kind of unwind or whatever. And I just didn't like the way my body felt the next day. I also, would wake up feeling shame as well. Like, where's this coming from? Which is all the internal stuff. But so cutting it out, it took probably 2 or 3 weeks to kind of get used to not doing it. But Cali Sober has just been a different way to experience spending time with people, and drinking socially with somebody. And what I've noticed, the difference for me personally, alcohol propped up my ego a little bit, and also could kind of put a little bit of a artificial barrier between me and the other person, making it easier to have a conversation. THC makes me really inquisitive, and it feels like it draws me to the other person rather than putting a barrier, and it also sort of reduces that internal ego type of thing. And so I've had amazing conversations and experiences while drinking Cali Sober and hanging out with people. And that's what we're trying to show people, that there's another way to do this, right? Like, we're taught, and it's just cultural, that, when you go out and you spend time with people, or you go out to a bar or whatever, you drink alcohol, and it's fine, nothing against it. I love the taste of it. But what I'm passionate about is people discovering that there's a different way to, spend time with people. So without having an alcohol beverage in your hand, try something different and see where that leads you.
For you, has it been kind of a 1-to-1 swap? Like, do you drink as much Cali Sober as you did alcohol?
No, I don't. Which, I think has actually been kind of good, because, THC isn't actually addicting. I do enjoy it, and I enjoy the relaxation, that it provides. But it was a 1-to-1 swap, and then it's slowly kind of, gone down to maybe every other day or something like that.
Cool. What's been the hardest part of giving up alcohol for you?
Probably the flavor more than anything else. I love a good white wine.
Have you tried some of the non-alcoholic white wines?
No, I haven't. I know, when I come into the shop next time, I need to try some.
Yeah, dude, we can hook you up.
Yes.
There is white wine that tastes exactly like white wine.
Really? Yeah, I do love a good bourbon as well. But even towards the end, as soon as I'd have that first sip, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a headache tomorrow. I could tell immediately, Y'all have helped introduce me to a whole lot of other options. And you've done that in Nashville as well, too. Y'all have the best rep in town for the non-alc stuff.
Well, we are kind of the only one in town, so that helps.
Yeah, that helps a lot. What's kind of been the best part of you curbing alcohol and not drinking anymore?
Well, that shame thing that I mentioned, maybe other people would experience it as regret or oh my God, or just kind of your overall body feel. I don't miss that at all. And then also just a hangover. I don't miss the hangovers at all. Hangover. Seriously.
So I'm curious. So say there's somebody listening to this who's interested in cutting back on alcohol, but they have never tried anything that's hemp infused. So I think a lot of people have kind of fear around that, since it's been illegal for such a long time. It's interesting because we do see a lot of people in the shop who are using these products to cut back on alcohol, and they find that they're really helping them to do that. What would you say to someone? What advice would you give to someone who's kind of thinking about this?
I would say go at your own pace, one. But then two, I'd say, why not? What is alcohol doing for you right now? Maybe try to answer that question. What need is it meeting, or how is it serving you, or is it serving you? Right. And I kind of came to the conclusion that alcohol just was not, it was kind of a shitty friend, right? It was a friend that could kind of help me have a good time, but mostly you're just kind of a shitty friend. I usually challenge people to try it for 2 weeks, so that you can kind of get it fully out of your system. Start with THC, like, something like Cali Sober. And there are so many really good hemp brands out there. I was just at the Hemp Beverage Alliance Festival and Conference. Personally, I like Cali Sober the most because I think we're low calorie, low sugar, and they're also just super tasty. But High Rise in Nashville is really good. Crescent 9 is really tasty as well, too. I just tried one yesterday that was a sparkling water, not a seltzer, called Unholy Water, and it was delicious. It was 16-ounce format. Like, find your format that fits well for you, because like there's 16-ounce format. There's even little shorties. The Flora makes one, and then Artet. They also make an RTD, ready to drink. It's like an 8-ounce thing. You can pour it over ice, like if you're used to having a cocktail at the end of the day. So there's just so many good options, and you can quit anything for 2 weeks.
So I think for people who've never done this, the dosage is kind of confusing, because they don't know what to get or what anything means. Yeah. So I often tell people that like Cali Sober has 5%, which is like kind of like a beer.
5 milligrams, yeah.
Yeah, well, like kind of like 5% ABV, the 5 milligrams.
It definitely depends on your tolerance. I usually ask people like, hey, do you consume THC? If they say yes, then I'll say it's like pulling on a joint once or twice. Or, if they don't, I say it's like maybe a glass and a half of wine, just in terms of body feel, kind of what you'll be experiencing. But, you're in control. And so drink half a can, wait 20 minutes, see how you feel. And the onset of THC through liquid is about 15 to 20 minutes. And it can last anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half or so, just in terms of like what you're going to be feeling, a little buzz. And Cali Sober is like cruising down the river on a tube. So, yeah.
And what happens if you drink one and then an hour later you drink another one?
Similar to alcohol, start to kind of go out of your system a little bit, but there will be a little crossover there, and you'll probably feel pretty fucking amazing. Yeah. So, but different people have different tolerances to THC as well. And so similar to alcohol, like how you've done it over time, find what works for you, find the format that you enjoy. Or it's also fun to just go out and discover and try new things, because there's so many different cool and new options that you can get at the Killjoy shop in Nashville, Tennessee.
And I would give people advice to like have some snacks on hand. You're probably going to want
for sure. For sure.
Yeah. What my go-to is chocolate covered cherries and spicy mango.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah. Chocolate covered cherries, are these like a pre-bought thing, or do you dip cherries in chocolate?
I'm not that fancy. No, I buy them at Trader Joe's.
So wow. You get them at Trader Joe's?
No. Yeah, these dark chocolate peanut butter cups that make your tongue slap your brains out. They're so good.
They make your tongue slap your brains out. I'm writing that down.
Writing that down. We've hung out. We go to get burgers on the reg. We do events together. I remember we were down in Austin and we did the raves and stuff. Tell me about a crazy time that you did something super fun and crazy when you were stone cold sober, or at least Cali Sober.
I was thinking about this the other day. I got into an emergency situation when I was Cali Sober a few weeks back. I was on a boat on the river with a friend. I hopped in the water. As it turned out, the river was going a lot faster than I actually realized. And so the boat was anchored and I start floating away. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I swam in high school. Like we both stayed like super calm. She got the boat unstuck. I floated down for about 15 minutes, just kind of waving like, hey, I'm still good, And then she came back and picked me up. That was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that could get scary, right? Did you jump off the front of the boat?
I did. I jumped off the front of the boat and tried to like swim a little bit. Yeah,
never jump off.
Never jump off.
I've never heard this
because it's going forward like that, and if you jump off, you come up out of the water, and that boat's right on top of you.
Oh yeah. Well, the boat was anchored, and
that's good.
And it was pointing away from the way it was going. But
nice.
So that was a little bit crazy. I'm trying to think of something else.
How about being in a tiny school bus with a backpack full of Cali Sobers in Austin, Texas, while the dude was playing house music at a very loud volume? That was fun.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Was that in the morning?
Yeah. It was probably at 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was. It
Oh.
was in the morning, but it was very
Anything
early.
at 3 in the
Yeah.
morning is crazy to me.
I mean that rave was just a blast. Like we were slinging Cali Sober there. John, you were there.
I was so
As well,
glad y'all were
too.
there, man. It was so
Yeah, I
fun. You
know.
were the best. Y'all were out there
Yeah.
dancing. It was great.
Totally.
And you and
yeah.
Flip, how long have you and Flip known each other?
So
Shout out
Flip, my
Flip.
business partner. What's up,
I
Flip?
love you, Flip.
Yeah, Flip and I, we met our freshman year of college. So that was 2002,
Where'd you go to college?
second semester. Southern Methodist University, SMU.
Nice.
Wow.
It's
SMU.
in Dallas.
Mustangs. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
Come
Y'all
on,
should,
things.
y'all should look at Cali Sober's Instagram because there's a picture of them maybe around that time. And I thought you guys were like 14 in that picture. And now I realize college.
Yeah, I was 20. How old was I? I was probably 21. What's crazy is that we hire interns. We have interns that are at SMU, and at the time that picture was taken, they had not been born yet. Our current interns had not been born
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
Which
you're
is
old.
depressing. I know.
Yeah.
We are old.
Yeah. They missed a bunch of cool stuff. Y'all were out
That's
there
right.
kicking it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we met freshman year. We lost touch after we roomed together for 3 years at SMU. And then we lost touch after college and got reconnected 3 years ago and realized that we were just very much on the same page with a whole lot of things. I started a consulting business last year and he hired my consulting business to help him find distribution in Texas and Tennessee. And we started working together and realized that we work really well together. I invested in the fall and then joined him as a business partner. So yeah, and y'all are writing a rap song, right, John?
Hopefully, I already got it. I sent it to him. I'm
You
waiting
and
on
Flip?
him. Yeah.
Oh,
I heard his verse. His verse is sick.
Yes. I can't wait.
Yes. Yeah, dude. He did it for
Well,
me.
that's what I figured
Yeah.
out. He could rap at the rave because he was like freestyling and shit. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Flip got bars.
Yeah, Flip has bars for days.
Oh.
Yeah, he's awesome.
bars for days.
Is there anything else you want the people to know about Cali Sober and or yourself?
We're launching in the Southeast, which is really exciting. You can order online as well, too. You can go to getcalisober.com and you'll get a discount code for 50% off your first order, and we'll ship it right to your door. We will ship you good vibes for better lives straight to your door. It'll happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
We can edit this out potentially, but I am curious to know if you are interested in talking about it, like what your background like with the church was.
So I was a missionary for 5 years in Germany right out of college. So Flip, he went and started a marketing agency, or he did something else and then started a marketing agency. And I worked for a nonprofit and was a missionary in Germany for 5 years. So I speak German. That was a really fun time for me, just living in Germany as a 20-something-year-old, you know. But moved back to the States, got married, started working for a church. I grew up in the church as well, too. You know,
Are you
was
any
fine.
particular, what's the word?
Methodist.
No,
Denomination?
Denomination.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Kind of the way I look at it now is that form of spirituality worked for me kind of until it didn't, you know, and I think that's sort of a common thing that, you know, people in general kind of run into. It's like something works for you for a while until all of a sudden it doesn't, like alcohol, for instance, like, oh, this works for me to help me socialize and sort of have a good time. And then all of a sudden you're like waking up and I don't remember what I did and you shit your pants or whatever, you know, like, so like it kind of works till it doesn't, you know, and that was the way that I experienced working at the church, and then also sort of being a part of evangelical Christianity, which I was for a long time. I'm no longer really a part of it at all, but that has been a really healthy thing for me. You know, my spirituality was very much kind of focused around church and Christianity and what was right and wrong, black and white. And then as you get older, you kind of realizing things are not all right and wrong. It's not all black and white. There's very much a lot of beautiful things that happen in the gray, and you're missing out on those things. And so much of my spirituality now has been trying to live in that space a little bit more of the gray space. But it turns out the gray space is just full of color, you know?
Right.
color that we got everywhere. One of my hopes is that Cali Sober can help people experience that as well too. Start to kind of see that life has got a lot more color to it rather than just the black and whites that we're seeing.
Wow. That was beautiful.
That
Thank
was.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, damn. Okay. Well, as you know, we are.
Should have led with that, Mike.
Just dropping bombs on y'all, huh?
Well, we got some good potential lyrics here because we're going to write a
There
song
we go.
together. That's what we do, and it's going to be your little jingle here for
I'm
you.
down.
So that's what we're preparing to do. And so, in order to get a little bit more fodder for lyrics, we're going to ask you a rapid fire round of questions. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, you start.
Favorite color?
Green.
Favorite animal?
Dolphin. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that.
Sea puppy. Most listened to genre of music.
Oh, 90s hip hop.
Nice.
Favorite band?
They're called the Black Seeds. They're based out of New Zealand.
Okay.
Favorite feature of your own face?
My mustache.
Nice.
He skipped your favorite alcohol-free drink.
Oh, Cali Sober.
It's evident. Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
It's evident.
All right. What's your favorite way to move your body?
Ooh, dance. I like to dance, man. Love to shake it.
Yeah.
Any particular kind of dance?
Anything where you can drop a bass in there and you can kind of start shaking your rear end, I'm down.
Yeah.
All right, booty
Yeah.
shaking.
Booty shaking.
Booty shaking music.
I like it. What do you do for fun?
Play with my kids. Go camping. We went camping.
Camping.
That was super fun.
All right, favorite
That was
candy.
good. Favorite candy. What are those Sour Patch Kids?
Oh yeah.
They go great with Cali Sobers too.
Do they? Let me try that.
Favorite book?
One of the most impactful novels I read was Les Mis. That was a good one. Yeah.
Frenchie. All right.
What is the most used spice on your spice rack?
That Tony's seasoning, you know what I'm talking about? Like the
Tony Cacciatore.
Tony's Creole seasoning. Yeah, I put it on
That's a good
everything.
one. That's a good
Eggs,
one.
Grits,
Mm,
steak,
What's your favorite podcast?
Killjoy podcast, of course.
Nice. I'll pay you later.
Can you play any musical instruments, and if so, which ones?
Yes, I can play the guitar. I can play a pretty mean djembe, and I could play the mandolin, but haven't played that in a long time.
For those who might not know, since I certainly know, what is the djembe?
Oh, djembe. That's a good question. It's one of those like African drums that you put between your legs. It's got a big circle head,
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
How does one spell that word?
DJEMBE. Djembe.
You passed the spelling test portion of this as well. So very different than how I just wrote it down in my notes. So I was like,
Yeah.
JIMBAE.
Who's Jim? Who's Jimby?
Yeah.
djembe.
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 That's my new alias now.
That's right.
Jimbe.
Djembe.
Okay, we got our rapid fire questions done here. Now is the time where we're gonna compose a little tune for you. Have some beats over here on my computer.
Love beats. All right.
I like making beats, and I'll play you a couple of them. We'll just pick one, and then we'll kind of write some lyrics down, and then find some melodies. Okay. All right. So we got the first one queued up.
Yeah, I got a lot of notes here.
So we're kind of writing I'm calling it the chorus, the main.
Yeah.
Michael Dean, living the dream, something day, finds the beauty in the gray, or another A rhyme. Doesn't have to be day.
Michael Dean living the dream, fresh on the scene.
Ooh.
Nice. I like that. His dad's a stud.
I wrote his dad's camping in the mud, cloudy with a chance of
Yes.
Yes.
Great
Yes.
space.
I like that. I like that better. Cloudy with a chance of Cali Sober.
I kind of liked when he just said eggs, grits, steak.
That describes the things I like to eat the most, probably.
Eggs, grits, steak. booty shaking and eating cake.
Cake, yes.
I mean, I don't know if you
I
like
love
cake.
that.
Eggs, grits, steaks. That booty's got to shake.
Oh, that booty's got to shake. There it
yes.
is. That's it.
That's our-
I think that's the chorus right there.
Yeah. Eggs,
That's our chorus.
Eggs, grits, steak.
Make that booty shake. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean, it just as you were saying it, I was like, that's poetry right there.
All right, so
All right, got it.
so I'll pull this up and we'll see what happens. Oh, this one.
They call him Michael Dean, yeah, yeah. He's living a dream, yeah, yeah. He's fresh on the scene, yeah, yeah. Looking so clean, yeah, yeah. Eggs, grits, steak, make that booty shake. Eggs, grits, steak, make that booty shake. Eggs, grits, steak, make that booty shake. Eggs, grits, steak, that booty shake. It's cloudy with the chance of Cali Sober. The gray skates can be full of color. It's cloudy with the chance of Cali Sober. The gray space can be full of color. Eggs, grits, steak, make that booty shake. What? Eggs, grits, steak, make that booty shake. Eggs, grits, steak, booty shake. Eggs, grits, steak, booty shake.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
That was
I thought that was pretty good.
That was great.
That was fun.
Man, that was
Thank you,
amazing. That summarizes the whole thing.
It's kind of like your whole life
Yeah.
encapsulated into, 30 seconds.
Yeah, the best things explained are explained pretty simply, and that was a simple explanation. That was great. Thanks, y'all.
Oh my
Man, I
gosh.
love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Thanks for the work that you're doing and just for spreading the light,
Yep.
for spreading the color,
Thank you.
Feeling the joy.
Yeah, thank you.
healing the joy.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Y'all are doing the same thing. Thanks for what you're doing too. I appreciate it.
And y'all, if you want, check out Cali Sober. Tell us all the places people can look for you one more time.
Cali Sober on Instagram is Cali Sober Drink. I think it's the same on TikTok as well too, but Insta is where you can find us the most. Our website is getcalisober.com. If you're in Nashville, go ask for us at bars and restaurants and liquor stores. But most importantly, the place that you should go to finalize all this
We'll edit
is
that
Killjoy. Killjoy sells the most Cali Sober in Nashville, by the way.
Yes.
So go there. We're going to do ads together. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do ads. We'll talk. I'm going to check out this
We will.
Black Seeds. We'll talk about ads together. We'll
Yeah.
eat hamburgers. It'll be great.
Listen
Okay.
to that song I sent you with like just headphones and a lot of bass. It'll take you somewhere. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right. I look forward to that. Thank you for all the hot
Yeah.
tips, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Love you guys.
Hey, Mike.
Big love.
Love you, man.
All right. Bye.